Hello student, welcome again to yet another class of business studies. We shall be embarking upon a new topic today, yet another function of management, that is directing. Now this is the function which is concerned with the human aspect of management. We know that after the organizational structure has been developed and all the necessary course of action is planned, it is now the time for putting those resources into action within the organizational framework so that the goals may be achieved. Coordination is a byproduct of this process. It is generated automatically. Now, what is directing? If we are to analyze and define, let us say that directing is a process of management whereby it is ensured that the employees have been instructed to do the work. They do it in their best possible ability. So it is nothing but simply, as I have written, that directing is nothing but the people whom we have entrusted the task. We want to see and make it sure that they do the work in the best possible manner. So we can say that directing involves the implementation of the plan by the staff under the framework of organization after all the preparation have been completed. It is to be noted over here that directing as a function of management comes into the picture, or it starts or enter into the picture in the implementation stage, not in the planning stage. So after the plan has been prepared, the various resources has been organized in the organizational framework. Now it is the time to put those resources into action, to initiate an action, to actuate the functions concerned with achievement of the organizational objective. So therefore, what basically directing is concerned with, to briefly narrate it, directing is commanding, it is instructing, it is guiding, and it is inspiring. Now these four tell us that directing consists of four basic major elements. These words point out to the elements of direction. So let us proceed over here with this word, that directing is commanding, instructing, guiding, and inspiring the employees what to do. And then we also make it very sure that they do it in their best possible ways and to their best abilities. That is directing. We know that the resources cannot work of their own. They needs to be commanded, then they needs to be guided. So that is commanding, instructing, that is how they should do it, how they should proceed it, and it is to be overseen while they are actually at work, that they are following the proper way, proper path as has been directed. Many of the workers, now we know that the human being, they have a different aspiration, different expectation, a different objective, different from the objective of the organization. So therefore, directing also aims at reconciling the objective and the goals and aspiration of the two different aspects. On one aspect the employees, the other aspect the management or the organization. So it is also a way of reconciling the different objectives or the different aspiration different expectation of the employees and the organization itself. It is concerned with the human aspect. When we actually instruct the employees, we make it sure that they have understood what has been communicated to it. It should be clear instruction of what they are expected to do. At the same time, they may not be feel motivated or inspired to work because their aspiration or their desire, they feel that they are not taken care of, and therefore to get their volition, their cooperation, willing cooperation towards the achievement of this goal and ensure that they work in the interest of the organization and contribute towards objectives, it is necessary to inspire the employees. And therefore, directing is concerned with not only commanding, but it is also with instructing, it is also with guiding, and it is also concerned with inspiring our employees. So here what we try that people or our employees, they must work very efficiently and effectively. That is the core concept of management. Whatever task has to be achieved, it has to be achieved efficiently and effectively. But how they can do it? How can we ensure that the employees will work to their best efficiency and to their best effectiveness? For this, we must oversee, after a command has been given, we must oversee that those people who are at work in a particular work environment, the environment that we have provided, that we have created for them to work, that promote the excelling in their abilities, that promote high level of performance in the employees. It must ensure that the working condition is conducive to their health, to their ability, as well as they promote the objective achievement. On the other hand, it must be ensured that these people, they will work to their best of efficiency. Workers are not an expert, and therefore, if you want that they should work to their best efficiency and effectiveness, then at times it is expected that they must be supervised, they must be instructed at different stages of the work performance, so that they do not have any deviation in the course of action, or rather there is no deviation in the achievement of the organizational goal. So finally, what we do while issuing orders and instruction, we also motivate them. We motivate them because it is unless we communicate properly with the workers, they will not be clear about what instructions they are to carry about. It must be noted also that in a process of directing, overseeing the people at work, we have to make a work environment where the employees, they contribute to their best of the abilities, to be kept in mind also as well that the employees with whom the managers are working in the organization, their personal goals, their hopes, their beliefs, their attitude and behavior pattern, they are very different, and a manager needs to understand all their hopes, their personal goals, their beliefs, their attitudes. And unless a manager understands the different behavior pattern, the different beliefs, the different attitudes. It is very difficult for a manager to motivate and inspire the workers. And therefore, a manager has to take into account or into consideration after instructing the employees. They must ensure that the different beliefs, the needs, the desires, the aspirations of the employees are taken care of. So the manager tries to bring about a balance between the individual interest and the interest of the organization. We have already said that individual employees may have different hopes, they have different expectations, they have different beliefs, they have different organization. They have different aspirations. And therefore, while their ambitions are different from that of the organization, it must be ensured that their aspirations are satisfied. The employees' personal goal and ambitions, like promotions, like sense of commitment, the self-respect, sense of achievement, sense of fulfillment, these all must get a due recognition and must be fulfilled by the organization in the process of achievement of the organizational objective. So, directing is not only as a management process, it goes to the very deep root of the human behavior, analyzing human behavior, understanding how human behavior is influenced and how they affect the achievement of the organizational goal. And therefore, it has been rightly said that a manager, while directing or while performing the directing function, they instruct, they guide, they supervise, they inspire the workers for the achievement of the organizational objectives. Now let us discuss about the features of directing. I have highlighted here 5 basic features. The first feature of directing is pervasive function. Directing as a pervasive function in the sense that it is concerned or it is performed at all level of management. It would be a misnomer if one say or if one insist that directing is only concerned with operational level, or it is a function which is performed at an operational level. That would be very wrong to say. Yes, we can accept one thing, that the level or the time that is spent in directing at the lower level may be greater than the other level. So therefore, it is very much clear that directing is a pervasive function. It is necessary. It is performed at all level of management. Yes, in the lower level or rather in the operative level, the requirement of directing is greater, or this function is performed to a greater extent or for a longer period. Now coming to the next, concerned with human elements. How this directing is concerned with human element in an organization? It is to be noted that directing is concerned with influencing the interpersonal aspect of management. We know that the employees, they have a different behavior. Now this behavior pattern is the result of a number of traits, a number of factors like what is their personal belief, what is their personal aspiration, what is their personal expectation, what is their desire, what is their wish, what is their belonging, what is their attitude, what is their temperament. This all influences the behavior of an individual employee. A manager has to take into account these various traits, and he has to understand, analyze how these traits plays an important role in motivating the workers to work for the achievement of organizational goal, and how they can be, or rather how their non-fulfillment can be a reason for not achieving the organizational goal, or the employees not feel inspired to work towards the organizational goal. So therefore, management in the process of directing is concerned with influencing the human behavior. Now, human behavior is a complex of various traits, various characters, and therefore a manager has to analyze those different aspects and how they affect or have a bearing on the attitude and working of an employee. Now coming to the next, that is performance oriented. When a process, when the steps of directing is exercised, it is directed towards performance, or rather we can say that it is performance oriented. All the performance of management, they revolve around these functions of management. Now what we do when we say that all other functions revolves, it is these functions of management around which all other functions are revolves, or rather we can say that the plan that we have, the resources that we have organized, they are of no use unless the plans are put into action. The resources are made to work, and it is these functions of directing which influences, which trigger an action and initiate an action in these resources. So therefore, it is rightly concluded that these function of directing is basically performance oriented. It is concerned with increasing or actuating the performance, highlighting the performance of the employees. Coming to the fourth feature of management, that is, it facilitates managerial function. Let us analyze how it assists in performance of managerial functions. How the other functions of management are correlated with this directing. Directing, as we know, is basically concerned with implementation of the plan, and at the same time the plan which are implemented, they are to be overseen and controlled. So on one hand we see the implementation of plan, the other hand we have resources being worked within an organizational framework, and at the same time we take necessary steps guiding the workers, taking the necessary steps, action to control, to confirm that the work conform to the standards, so that organizational objective can be achieved. Unless the action conform to the standard, there may be a deviation from the path, from the course of action, and therefore directing is interrelated, or it facilitates the other functions of management. And finally, directing is a continuous activity. Now, continuous activity, a manager cannot just rest after commanding or issuing orders and instruction to the employees. He must guide at the same time. So he must oversee how the workers are doing. Or he must, before they start working, he must give them a brief outline how they should proceed their work. In between, he also need to oversee, that is supervise, that yes, they are doing as he has guided them. And at the same time, he must take into account the various beliefs, faith, motivation, hopes of the employees, so that he may keep on motivating them and inspiring them, in order that their performance level reaches to the maximum. We can achieve efficiency and effectiveness, and at the same time it assists in the achievement of the organizational goals very economically. It is not only a function which is performed at a point of time. It must be ensured that the orders and instructions, they are performed properly and according to the standards. And this calls for continuous supervision. And therefore, directing becomes a continuous activity or a continuous function. So this is for today's. We shall see or meet in our classroom